Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy TNL, and today I'm here talking with you guys on why I think that everything is designed to make you impatient. Because have you noticed how hard it is to wait for anything now? You kind of just feel anxious, like food arrives in minutes, packages arrives in a day, videos in seconds on your timeline, on your TikTok, on your Instagram Reels, on your YouTube Shorts. Validation comes very instantly, it seems like. Money, it can come overnight, like in seconds when you're winning a bet or something like that. And if something takes time, it feels broken. It feels not as, good as something that would take seconds, right? Everything around you is quietly training you to expect speed, haste, things to speed up, obviously, like I just said, and speed changes how you think. Look at the structure of modern life. You know, like I just said, short form content, endless scrolling, instant notifications, sports betting apps, prediction markets, risk free money offers. You're rewarded for reacting quickly, not thinking deeply. You don't sit with the ideas anymore. You kind of just consume them, and you don't build slowly, but you just refresh your feed. And it's that simple. And over time, that can rewire something, I think, subtly in our brains to make us more more active and more wanting this kind of dopamine that it gives you of just getting it in this fast haste way. And obviously you want to try to build yourself up to where you can get things in a faster way than like maybe before, but I think there's different ways to going about it, whether it's you building something, maybe a business that actually takes some time, that actually takes some work into getting, that you can build something that's more stable than relying on something that's more carefree and not carefree and more easier, but the risk is so much more high. Your tolerance for delay kind of sort of disappears. And the problem isn't convenience, because convenience is useful, right? The problem is the conditioning. Because when your brain gets used to fast rewards, slow rewards start feeling pointless and more pointless. And almost everything meaningful in life is very slow. And I'm telling you, it's very slow. Strength is slow. Wealth is slow. Trust is slow. Skill is slow in some categories. Confidence is slow. But your environment keeps telling you that faster is better, so you start to feel behind even when you're not. Look at how money is presented now, because you don't just invest, right? You trade. You don't just save, you flip things. You don't just build, but you scale. Even gambling is rebranded as a participation thing, a prediction, an opportunity for you to really make your gains a lot higher. And the message is very clear. If it's not moving fast, it's not worth your time. But that mindset, it quietly sabotages you. And I'll tell you why. Because the people who build stable lives don't move fast. They just move consistently. And impatience will feel productive, but it's usually anxiety in disguise. It makes you check constantly, makes you switch your plans too early. It makes you quit before compounding starts. It makes you compare, timelines, endless timelines, Doctor Strange style, I'm telling you. And comparison accelerates impatience. You see someone else winning maybe on your timeline or whatever, but you don't see the years, the mistakes, the boredom, the invisible repetition that they had to go through to get to where they're at. You just see the spike. You just see all the glamorous things that they have now, but you don't know what it took. So you want your spike. You want it right now. So what are you going to do? You're going to go gamble maybe a little bit. You're gonna, maybe take this drug that makes you think you are moving a little bit faster than before. You want it now. And that's the problem. Here's another deeper issue. Because When everything feels very urgent, nothing feels meaningful. So you stop committing long enough to see the results. You abandon routines way too soon. You pivot way too often. You assume something isn't working because it isn't exciting you every second of the way. And that's what these other short-term dopamine things are doing to you. But boredom is usually a sign of progress, but not failure. Repetition feels dull, but repetition can build identity over time. And that's facts. There's also something cultural happening with everything. Volatility is profitable. Apps make money when you decide to click, when you decide to bet, when you decide to trade, when you decide to refresh, but they don't make money when you're waiting patiently, when you're holding your money long term, when you're staying disciplined. So the system rewards motion, not mastery. And that doesn't make it evil, but it makes it misaligned with long-term goals and growth. And here's another truth that I will tell you. Patience is becoming rare, and rare traits become valuable. So if you can tolerate boredom, you can tolerate delayed gratification, you can tolerate committing longer than others when it comes to things. If you can tolerate, ignoring short-term noise that is always being pushed out to us, you automatically separate yourself. And not because you're a genius, not because you're smarter, because you're steadier. And maybe you are smarter because you can wait a little bit longer. Maybe you are a little bit smarter because you were patient and that patience rewarded you. You don't feel behind because you're incapable of doing things, but you feel behind because your expectations are distorted and everything around you is compressed. So you assume your timeline should be compressed too. And it's not that it shouldn't, but life doesn't scale like an app does. Growth doesn't update overnight at times. So maybe the move isn't to go faster, but it's to go deeper into what you really want to do. you know, Stay longer, hold steadier, build quieter, really do the research and focus on the information that you need to really accelerate and transpire and become a greater version of yourself and a greater version of what you're doing. Let other people chase the spikes. Let other people chase all the rah rah. You build the foundations because in a world designed to make you impatient, patience becomes power. Thank you for your time. I appreciate y'all. It's TNL.